I do.
Thank you. Please have a seat in the witness stand. Adjust the microphone. And for the record, spell your first and last name, please.
Yes, my name is Chris Gadle, and it's spelled C-H-R-I-S-G-A-B-L-E.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Are you currently employed?
No, I'm a retired detective for LAPD.
Okay, and then what is your background with the LAPD?
In the LAPD, I spent a few years in patrol. Then I went to detectives. I worked robbery for a while, and I spent 15 years in homicide, 5 at Hollywood Homicide, and 10 at Robbery-Homicide.
So overall, how long were you a police officer?
26 years.
Okay. Now, back in the time frame of 2017, specifically March 7, 2017, were you assigned to the case that you're in court on right now?
Yes, I was.
Can you tell us how that came about?
Sure. Valley Bureau Homicide reached out to us to see if we would take over the case because they determined they didn't have the resources or the time to work on the case anymore because they thought it became a little bit more complicated than the time they had to put into it.
And currently, what was your assignment at that time?
I was assigned to Homicide Special at Robbery-Homicide Division.
And we've heard a little bit about it, but can you just explain then, you said there wasn't enough time, but why would a case from the Valley then be transferred to the Homicide Division, Robbery-Homicide downtown?
Sure. So the way I like to explain it to make sense is so LA City is huge, you know, it goes from the harbor to the valley. So what LAPD did to manage it is they break it up to 20 different areas or divisions. And in each division, they have detectives assigned to handle every single crime that happens in that division. And they're super busy. And so when they get a crime, especially a violent crime like a rape, a homicide, or robbery, that becomes too, it exceeds their time to work on it or the resources to work on it, then they reach out to us to see if we'll take the case. Robbery-Homicide Division in 2017 had about 100 detectives assigned. And all the detectives have specialized in either robbery, homicide, sex assault crimes, or surveillance. So we have the resources and the time to work on bigger and more complicated cases.
At the time then, who was your partner?
Detective 3, Barry Tellis.
When you're assigned then to take over the case, is this a partner kind of relationship where two of you take over together as partners?
Yes, we work side by side through the whole case.
Now, when did you first became involved on March 7th, 2017, is that correct?
Correct.
And was the current then detectives Parshall and Verna, does that ring a bell?
Correct, it was Parshall and Verna.
So how do you get up to speed on the case from your inception of when you come on?
Sure, so they came up and we met with them at the in our office. And they explained the case. We learned about Robert Baker and his DNA being found at the crime scene. We learned that he was a 296 registrant. He had about 10 years of military service. We learned that there was another suspect that went in the house with him that was still unidentified. We learned that there was a secret affair, love affair, or affair, I should say, between Monica Sementilli and Robert Baker, and that he was her racquetball coach. And they told us that they had set up and started surveillance on them. And at that point, they decided to withhold the information to Monica about the DNA, which we thought was a good avenue to take.
Why did you think that?
Well,
What was your next steps then when you came in based on the information that Parshall and Verna gave you as far as your strategy?
sure. So once we took the case, we said, yes, we'll take the case. We gave them some directives what we wanted. We told them we wanted to continue with the surveillance of Monica and Robert, and we wanted them to not tell them that the case was reassigned to us. We wanted them to maintain the impression that they were still working it as a burglary gone bad, and we did not want them to reveal the DNA results. We wanted them to continue to trickle it out, and that was at our direction when we wanted more to come out.
Why did you decide that?
Well, the plan was to, while they were doing that, at our end, we were gathering more information, social media, call detail records, all that kind of stuff. So we're writing search warrants and getting all that stuff, and we're trying to learn so we could learn the background better. And we did that so ultimately we would, ultimately at the end, we would tell them that the DNA all came back and it was all negative, just before we arrested them.
And again, why would you tell them that? Why was that the plan?
Well, the plan was that, for that exact operation, was when we knew Monica was scheduled to go out of town to New York and I think Canada. And so the plan was to inform her then that the DNA finding all came back and none of it was relevant. It didn't lead to anything. And that the insurance would be released. We did that in hopes that we would get more of a digital trail of their communications to see how they responded to that.
At that time, when you first came on the case, then were you aware about the defendant's requests to be cleared for the insurance money?
Yes, yes.
Did you ever personally have a conversation with her about insurance money or clearing her at any point?
I didn't have a conversation with her, but I was present when Detective Parcell had a conversation with her.
Okay. And that appeared from what you saw to be a concern of hers to be cleared in order to receive the insurance money?
It was a concern.
It's overruled.
Go ahead.
It was a concern.
Okay. Now, you said you wrote a lot of search warrants. What type of search warrants were you involved in? You don't have to go through all of them, but what did you do as far as your work?
Well, I think I wrote about 34, 35. So basically, social media, the gamut of social media warrants, a lot of warrants, once we got their devices, to get into those devices and forensically analyze them. Encrypted app warrants for WhatsApp and Viber, warrants to go into the house and various houses the day of the arrest. Every warrant we did, yeah.
As of March 7th, when you came on, had some warrants already been done?
Yes, Valley Bear Homicide had already completed maybe about 7, which included call detail records and various things like that, which they gave to us. So we had a lot of information right at the start.
So were you able to review what had already been done as far as warrants and get up to speed on the case?
Yes, and that's what we spent the first few weeks doing, just going over their results and reviewing video that they had pulled, surveillance video, stuff like that.
So were you able then to review the videos, and I'll go through them, from the Target parking lot? Did you review those videos?
Yes.
Did you review the videos from the Rouse parking lot?
Yes.
And did you review videos from LA Fitness?
Yes.
Did you review the surveillance videos that show cars coming and leaving on January 23rd, 2017 from the Sementilli Street right there at Oakdale and Queen Victoria?
Yes.
Okay. Did you review interviews of people that had already been interviewed?
I'm sorry, say that
Did
again.
you review interviews of some individuals that had already been interviewed?
Yes.
Okay. And then you did your own interviews?
Not on all of them, but and some of the other detectives in our unit, since we have a lot of detectives to work with, did interviews as well.
Now, you knew at that point then that GND, the group in the Valley, had already been surveilling the defendant and Baker for quite some time, correct?
Yes.
And so you knew that they had spotted them out around town in February and into early March before you came on.
Correct.
Did you stated that you continued that surveillance. What
Yes.
unit did you use?
We used a unit that's organic to RHD called the Special Investigative Unit, or section, which is SIS.
And what do they do?
They do clandestine surveillance for all the detectives at RHD. If we have a suspect or a possible suspect, we'll ask them to follow them, and they'll ask what our concerns are so that we can get what we're looking for. It could be as simple as trying to find out where they actually live. It could be finding other cars. It could be hopefully finding a suspect that we don't know who it is yet. And oftentimes they'll go out and get surreptitious DNA samples for us to match to existing evidence, things like that.
So right away, then, did you engage this additional unit, SIS, to continue the surveillance?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and then we'll hear from them later, but did you get feedback from SIS that they had spotted them out and about around town subsequent to you coming on the case?
Yes, they would periodically update us and on things that they had noticed. And also, it was not just all physical, it's mostly done by digital, through phone pings and through trackers on their cars.
And did you have trackers placed on their cars, or were they already there?
They replaced them. G&D had already put them on, and then we replaced them with ours.
Now, speaking of the trackers, did you have a tracker on the Ford F-150 owned by the Sementillis?
Yes.
Now, that Ford 150, at some point, did you determine that it had traveled to Las Vegas on March 23rd, 2017?
Yes.
What did you do to follow up on that trip?
That one, I believe, was at the Vdara, and I believe on that one we reached out to a detective in Las Vegas, Mog, and he retrieved all the video surveillance from that hotel for us. And we also looked at her iCloud and Robert Baker's. I don't recall where we got the photos, but we also got photos from either Monica's iCloud or Baker's Dropbox that coincided with that trip.
You're going to CD of a video. Be marked as 165.
Very good.
So the the video that you got from the Vdara, you spoke to someone in Las Vegas?
Yes, we spoke to Las Vegas Metro Detective Cliff, I think his first name, Mog, M-O-G-G.
I'm going to play this video for you. All right. And then what are we seeing in the video?
Sorry, is there a date on it?
There is.
My screen's wrong.
There it is. The video is dated 3/23/2017. Is this the Vdara Hotel?
Yes.
Okay, 1424. Is that the defendant walking up to the desk?
Yes, that's mine.
Oh, I have it. And then you see another individual. Were you able to see that? Join when you back up a few minutes.
I think I missed that. Oh.
Yeah. There's an individual wearing what looks like possibly jeans, long leather jacket.
Yeah, that's Rob.
When you say
Sorry,
Rob,
can you hear me?
who's that?
Rob, yeah. Baker.
So is this then the check-in desk at the Vdara Hotel on 3/23/2017?
Yes.
Okay. walking across from the lobby there at 143409?
Yes.
What area is this right here at 1434?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Elevator bank?
Yes.
And at 143441, was that the defendant and Baker getting on the elevator?
Yes, it was.
Okay. Do you know what Baker is doing there, if you know at 143536?
I only assume. I don't know
Okay.
for sure.
All right. And that's obviously a compilation of videos that was put together showing different angles of the time frame when they checked in.
Yes.
Okay. Did you also receive from Cliff Mogg, the detective in Las Vegas, a invoice from the stay at the hotel,
Yes, we do.
as well as the user activity log for check-in?
That sounds familiar. Yes.
I mean, Mark, it's 5 pages collectively. It's People's 166. It is an invoice in the name of Miss Monica Sementilli for the Vdara Hotel.
All right.
Okay, and then this on the screen here. One second. Is this the invoice then that you received? It's got the date of 3/26/17.
Yes. I don't see the name of the hotel. But,
Okay. Well, is that the, here it says Aria, which is part of the Vdara.
oh.
correct?
Yes.
They're connected.
Yes.
Okay. And then I'm showing a total then in the name of Monica Sementilli with her address, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And then a total for this particular stay of $763.72.
Correct.
And that's on page 3. Page 4 and 5 then is just an activity log depicting her actual check-in to the hotel at 10:41 a.m., correct?
Yes.
Okay. I do have a stipulation also, if that could be marked as People's 167,
Very good.
if I may read it.
Please.
It's stipulation regarding Vdara Hotel and Spa video and documents. Monica Sementilli and Robert Baker stayed at the Vdara Hotel and Spa in Las Vegas, Nevada from March 23 to March 26, 2017. Detective Clifford Mogg, M-O-G-G, from the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department obtained surveillance video, reservation records, and payment invoices from the Vdara Hotel and Spa related to Sementilli's and Baker's stay. Mogg mailed those items to LAPD Detective Tellis. The surveillance video that Mogg collected is contained in People's Exhibit 165. The documents that Mogg collected are contained in People's Exhibit 166. The parties agree each of the preceding records contains a true and correct record of an act, condition, or event of the business, and that the business's respective custodian of records or other qualified individuals would testify as to its identity and mode of its preparation. Further, that the records contained in each exhibit were made in the regular course of business at or near the time of the act, condition, or event, and that the sources of information and method and time of preparation were such as to indicate the records are trustworthy pursuant to evidence code section 1271. So stipulated?
Received.
All right, thank you. Further into this investigation, we're at the Las Vegas timeframe of March 23, 2017. This is shortly after you come on. Did you subsequently recover other evidence or view other evidence that indicated the defendant's trip to Las Vegas?
That particular trip or another one?
That particular trip.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
Was there anything, did you ever see any photos that correlated, and we won't go through them, but photos that correlated with that trip?
So honestly, I can't recall if because they went to the Vdara twice, so I know we got photographs on Vdara. I just don't know if we got photographs on both Vdara trips, off the top of my head.
So the other Vdara trip, you're talking about May 5th, arrival May 3rd, 2017?
Yes.
This is one additional document. If I could mark it as People's 168.
What is the document, please?
And it is dated March 3rd, 2017, a record from the Vdara in the name of Monica Sementilli.
So marked.
Okay, so did you also receive this one for the dates of May 3rd, 2017 through May 5th, 2017?
Yes, we did.
And again, like the other document we saw, it's in the name of Monica Sementilli. However, this one has a total of $597.71. Is that correct?
Correct.
And it shows again room charges.
Yes. Yes,
And this was obtained also from Clifford Mock.
I believe so.
Okay. Now, at this point, you said you had viewed some videos of the Target in question, the Ralph's in question, and some LA Fitness. Specifically about Target, did you go back to Target at some point to try to retrieve other videos?
Yes,
And
yes,
can
we
you
did.
explain what you did and why?
Yes. After I looked at the video, I saw in a time where Monica's truck pulled in and someone got into her truck, and it was over near the Payless shoe store. So I wanted to go out there and pull video from those stores on that part of the parking lot to see if we could get a closer view to see who got into the car.
All right. Now I'm going to play that video for you. It's already been marked as People's 42. First of all, this view right here, are you familiar with this video? I'm going to stop it right there.
Yes. Yes, I am.
And what is this view from, have you been to this Target?
Yes, I am.
Okay, what's the angle that we're looking at?
So we're looking, let me orient myself, we're looking west-southwest, out through Ventura Boulevard.
Okay, there's a red circle, and in a moment we'll see that a truck come into play that will be the defendant's, but what is that street right there?
That's Ventura Boulevard.
Okay, and when that truck turns into the parking lot, are they turning into the parking lot of Target?
Yes.
Okay, so there's some icons already up there. Obviously, you didn't put those there, right?
No.
On the far right-hand side, there's a circle. Do you know what that indicates?
No.
Okay, and then there's a icon with Robert Baker's photo. What business is located right there?
Payless Shoes.
Now, is that the business that you had interest in obtaining video from in April, if it still existed?
Yes, that one and the adjacent ones next to it.
Okay, to your knowledge, had anyone ever tried to obtain video from those two locations within the Target parking lot?
No.
Okay, so now it's a month, actually, it's April, so it's a few months later.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna play the video. All right, have you seen this video since you've retired?
No.
Okay, so did that refresh your memory on
Yes.
the video then? Okay, I'm gonna go back through it now, having viewed that. Does that look like a video you'd seen before, as far as the path of travel when the defendant enters the parking lot?
Yes.
And when you viewed that video, when you took over the case, was there something that caught your attention? Again, you started to talk about it, why you went back to Payless, or that area, the neighboring businesses, to retrieve some video.
Objection or relevant?
Overruled.
Yes. The fact that she had stopped and someone got in her vehicle and then drove off to the far end of that.
Objection, if someone got in the vehicle, there's no foundation for
It's overruled. He's already testified to that.
And then drove off to the far end of the parking lot for about 3 or 4 minutes, and then came down to park again in the store. I wanted to find out if we could get video, a closer video, to see who got in the car.
Okay, I'm going to play the video again, and you indicated that you believe, or in your testimony, that someone got in the vehicle, which sparked you to go back and try to retrieve more video. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, if you could just indicate what you see and where to point out of why you went and did the subsequent actions. Is that okay?
Sure.
All right, I'm going to rewind it now that you've viewed it again. Yeah, there's a pointer right in front of you. If you can extend that and just kind of walk us through as you see it happening up on the screen behind you.
I'm going to object. There's no foundation. He did not create the video. Jury's just as easy to look at it as we are. I'm sorry, I know that you create the circles or the pictures.
Since you made a speaking objection, I'll answer you from here. And People vs. Gonzalez, Gonzalez at 12 Cal 5th, 367. Witness may properly describe a surveillance video, including to give general context as to the subject matter of what was depicted. Your objections overruled.
Okay. Is your pointer extended far enough?
No.
I don't think so. Just to be clear,
Yes.
I might have confused it. This video that I'm showing you is the date of the murder, January 23rd, 2017, correct?
Correct.
So I jumped ahead. I'm talking about why later in April, after you'd viewed this, you went back to try to retrieve more video based on this video from January 23rd, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And if you could walk us through then what you noted in this that made you do your subsequent actions.
Same objection, no foundation.
Overruled.
So it's very hard to see because it's grainy, but you can see someone come across from the Payless. She'll stop the truck in a second. And you'll see an image right here. You just see it for a second because it's so grainy. And then it appears like the door opens, the door closes, and then she drives away. It's one of those videos when you enlarge it, it's really not any better when it's smaller because it's so grainy.
Okay.
You can actually see it sometimes even better at normal view. But yeah, it's faint. It's not super easy to see, but you can tell someone got in the car, and that's all you can tell. And that's why we wanted to get the video to see, what was going on there.
So then, back on this screen right here, just going back, because this is probably the best overview that I have. So, right there, you see a figure in the green circle. Is that the figure you're talking about walking?
Correct, and that started somewhere in here from the front of the Payless walking toward the parking lot street.
And that's at 32953 on the camera. So that building right there is the Payless.
That is the Payless right
Okay.
there.
When you went back to that location then, and now we're talking about, let's jump ahead, you reviewed this video, and now in April, after you've taken over the case, you wanted to see if there was more video that existed from that back parking lot area.
Correct.
Okay, so what did you do then?
So we went to the Payless. We found out they had no exterior cameras. We went to the adjacent businesses that are along, just right here. There's two of them. And I think it was an eyeglass place, but they had really good cameras, but we missed it by 2 days. It was deleted. It auto-deletes after different businesses set them at different times, some 30 days, some 60 days, some 90 days. It just depends on how their settings are. So it auto-deleted 2 days before we got there.
Did you try to retrieve any more videos from Target?
We did. We went in to see if they had interior video still, and that had already auto-deleted. I think there's auto-deletes in 30 days.
Now, did you also review Vibertex in this case?
Viber?
Yes.
Yes.
Did Viber texting factor into why you thought that was possibly Baker getting into her car?
Yes.
How so?
Well, about 10 seconds before, which would have put Monica's truck at the left-hand turn from Ventura Boulevard, she sent a text to Baker. And then about 10 seconds later, Baker gets in the car.
And then during the
I'm sorry, a person gets in the car.
Okay. And then during the duration of the video, when we're watching,
No foundation.
He corrected himself, counsel. He said a person got out of the car.
so now during the duration of when the person gets in the car, so there's, you said 10 seconds before a text from Monica to the defendant. And by the way, had there been Viber texts going back and forth, what would have been the time frame of her driving to this target?
Yes, there was, from the time she left the house to Target, there was a text exchange midway through the drive, and then the last text just before she turned into the parking lot.
Once she turned into the parking lot and the person got in the car and you see her truck kind of move to the back of the parking lot, and then subsequently on other videos, did you see that truck then repark closer to Target?
Yes, Monica's truck stayed back there for about 4 minutes, and then she reparked down closer before she went into the store.
During that 4 minutes that she reparked after the person got into her car, was there any Viber text between the defendant and Baker?
No, the next Viber text, I believe, was when she reparked the vehicle before she went back into Target.
And that's when
Or
the Viber
before she
text,
went into Target, yeah.
that's when the Viber text resumed between them.
Yes.
And then those Viber texts continued when she went into Target?
Yes, I believe so. They
Okay.
did.
On May 18th, 2017, then, did you go with Detectives Parshall and your partner, I believe, Detective Tellis, to the Sementilli residence.
Yes.
And why did you go there?
We went there under a ruse that we were the knock-knock burglar task force. There were burglaries in the area during that time, and there was a crew that was named Knock-Knock Burglar Task Force, or Knock-Knock Burglars. And they would typically knock on the front door if no one's home. They would go around back and then go in through a back door. And that was the premise of what actually OVB Homicide originally thought that was what it could have been. So we, as far as Monica was concerned, that theory never changed. So we went in there.
Sustained.
So that was the premise that we presented to Monica throughout the investigation, and so we went there to ask her some questions regarding her actions in the parking lot that day, and her other parking lots.
All right. And did you have any other objectives in place?
Two of the main objectives was I wanted to give her an opportunity to let us tell us who got in the car and what was that all about, and I wanted to find out if she had used her phone to view her surveillance, or just give her the opportunity to tell us what she did with the phone that day.
So you planned to ask her about that in the interview?
Yes, that was one of the objectives.
When you got to her house, as far as the family members at her house, do you recall who was there?
I believe it was, I think it was Jessica and someone else.
Okay. Were you able to speak to her then alone?
Yes, we spoke alone.
And when I say alone, were you with other detectives?
It was myself, Parshell, Verna, and Tellis.
Now there's four of you, and this is, months after you've come on. You came on in March.
Mm-hmm.
This is now May. Up until this point, had you ever introduced yourself to the defendant or let her know that you were on the case?
No.
So this was the first time?
This was the first time, and it was under a ruse. It wasn't under the ruse of being Knock-Knock Burglar Task Force.
So you did not tell her that you were from Robbery-Homicide?
No.
Okay. Did you do a walkthrough of the house with her?
Yes.
But what was the point of that?
We wanted to, it was the first time I was in the house, so we wanted to get a walkthrough and what Detective Parshell thought happened, and so he could explain the crime scene to us, and just to get eyes on and see for ourselves.
And you walked through all the different rooms where evidence had been collected,
Yes.
things of that nature?
Yes.
At any point, did you tell her, or did the other detectives tell her about anything to do with DNA results?
It might have come up a little. Yeah, it did come up. Parshell was talking to Monica about life insurance, and also basically it came up in the phrase that it's taking time to get the results done.
So you did not tell her, or anyone in your presence tell her, that Baker's DNA had been established at the house at the crime scene the day of the murder?
No.
Okay. And I do have a interview. We won't complete it, but we can start it, of course. So, 169, if I can mark the recording a DVD, 169, and the accompanying transcript as 170 of an interview with Monica Sementilli from May 18th, 2017.
Very well.
And may I hand out transcripts?
You have to give me mine. Applies. The transcript is not the evidence. It's to assist you in listening to the evidence, which is the DVD.
Thank you.
big little sign there that says you're on camera? Yeah. Then be careful. Oh, so there it is. Jump up on the This is it? That's the case of we're at the front gate. That camera over there? Steve? Is that camera over there? Is that gate? Has not been working?
Well, sometimes on the phone it doesn't work.
Oh, okay. Yes. Monica, this is John and Alan. They're my knock site. Hello. Hi. Jessica. Hi, Jessica. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
I want to show them. I want to kind of show them the tours. I mean, can you walk us around where we think these guys are doing? I want to show them that too. Is it open right now?
Yes,
Okay, let's go around that, and then we can come back.
Close the front door.
So as we go through it. Side yard here? Yeah, and then these are both always unlocked pretty much, right?
They actually are locked, but because of the wood standing and shrinking, you can pull it, but they're actually locked.
And at the time, and back in January, you can just come through.
Yeah, because it's
Yeah. So, yeah, it looks like you can just pull it. Yeah. So this is locked. Did we talk about your door? Remember I asked about the door?
It wasn't open, just unlocked, because usually they're kind of locked. They always go
I said
inside.
no pull. When you came through, your door was open.
Oh, it was
And these
actually
doors
split
were
open.
split open, big enough for someone to get through. And then the blinds were your, what are they called? Plantation. Right there was just, that's why we were talking about, if the maid locks those, you keep them unlocked, and you're telling her how you guys, probably go out there and smoke or hang out when the girls are on the other patio. So, yeah, I wanted to show them just kind of the route. So, they came through here. Not locked.
This one's not locked, no.
How far back do we have here?
To the end of the fence that goes in.
This is another one, not the same as
No, that's a, call that water,
A wash?
yeah.
Oh, for drainage, for
Yeah.
rain stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. Initially we were thought you guys would come up through here. Right.
Well, I saw this broken, but I think you told me that
I
maybe
think
they
one of the
may
options,
have done that.
stepping off and look over or
Yeah.
something is what I'm hearing.
I don't know if this is open now, because now I keep everything locked, but if you want, I can go in, I have to go unlock it if you want us to go in this
And
way.
where does it go to?
This is my bedroom.
Okay, so at the time, where do you think that they came into the house? Or, well, I
I
don't
don't
think she
know.
was talking about until
Yeah,
we discussed these doors, I don't think I ever told her this is where we're talking about. But at least almost different times?
Well, most of the time we are unlocked, but now, of course, we keep everything locked.
What's the usual pattern? Usual pattern is it's always locked?
The usual pattern
At that
is
time.
unlocked, because
Oh.
he would come out here sometimes to I mean, all this furniture was here, and he
Yeah.
sometimes smokes his cigars here.
Oh, okay. Oh, so it wouldn't be unusual for this to be unlocked?
No,
Closed but unlocked?
closed, yes,
Because that day
closed,
in
but
January was cold weather.
not unlocked, but closed for sure.
Okay.
Closed but not
Never
locked.
open, no.
Closed but not locked. Yeah.
And
Do that at my
especially in
house.
January, it's cold, it was raining a little bit that day.
Yeah, and that's why sometimes he would be under here.
Right.
Got it. Okay.
Cool. Is there any other places here where you think they could have closed it?
Well, these are unlocked as well. This is actually the spare room, but my husband was a snorer. Sometimes he slept here, so
Okay.
sometimes this is unlocked, and that's Isabella's room. Hers, I would think, would be normally locked because she never really comes up that way. I don't think that would ever be open, but I don't
So
know.
this is your bedroom? This is your bedroom?
Yes.
Spare bedroom? And
Isabella's,
your,
my daughter.
is that your daughter?
My
Your
daughter.
All right.
Right, and this is a spare bedroom, but Bobby was using this.
He was sleeping there, yes, let's say 4 nights out of 7 from
Okay.
his.
I think you remember.
Oh, sure. Oh, sure.
Yeah.
I think I remember. You guys could talk about mentioning that.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
You guys wanna
Yeah,
come
come
on
on.
the patio?
Yep, go back.
This is about bedroom.
These windows, don't even look like they open.
No,
Oh, they're cranked
we
up.
never open these,
Okay.
never, because we don't have screens, so we keep them closed. I'm just the back.
Oh, beautiful.
Nice backyard.
This one is always locked because, only because, unless we're having a party, this never opens, it always goes to the people lock
Okay.
But
And then service to anything.
they would know, I don't remember.
Okay. All right. Let's go then to the kitchen.
This is the door we always use.
Always give notice. So would this typically be open or?
Yes.
for the kitchen?
Not at
Unlocked.
night. Yeah, I'm locked during the day and at night we would close them at the cat door down.
Okay, those are the
Oh, you guys would actually put that down at night?
At night.
The very day, back and come and go?
Yes, come and go. I mean, we haven't opened it since because it was raccoons, but other than that, all that would be open during the day.
And the incident happened out there?
Yeah, I don't think you guys ever saw the
No.
photos.
We didn't see the photo.
So, going over, I know we talked about this already, I know he basically face down and was in this chair here.
I've seen it down there.
He was off of that
Right.
chair.
Right. And the chair was turned this way and he was face down here. I don't remember from the photos, was there another chair here? Where was he that day? You guys were both home and he was working in the kitchen. Laptop was on the counter, but he was coming in and out.
Yeah.
I know the TV is on when the officer got here. So he would come in and out and be out here on the patio. The TV's right here.
Oh, okay.
And if I remember, I think he had started a fire. It looked like he started a fire in a little pit.
Yeah, the fire was on.
A fire pit?
Yeah, the fire pit was on.
This
It
is?
No,
was
it's in
here.
fact, it's inside the.
Oh, that's small.
So that was, he had started, and he was going to start when he's during the week, he's working. That's another thing I wanted to ask you about. You touched on this a little bit. I just wanted to make sure on the work schedule, his work schedule. Was it unusual for him to be home?
No, sometimes because he travels so much, sometimes he would just work from home, let's say a day or two or whatever, but I know he had the Friday off too.
Okay.
Was it a long weekend? I don't remember, but I know that he stayed home that Monday. Yeah, still on Monday too.
Would he normally stay home on Mondays?
No, depends on, like I said, travel, everyone's.
So how many days a week do you think he would usually be at the office rather than home? How many days a week do you think he works from home?
No, very rare. It's mostly at the office. He'd be away traveling a lot, and sometimes he just say, I'm playing hooky today, I'm gonna work from home.
Okay.
He
And
have
he
a
would
meeting.
call into the boss, check in, telecommute, whatever.
Yeah,
work on.
I'm down, I'm home.
Huh?
He is the boss.
He is the boss. Okay, so he would just let me know. I know that day he had checked in with somebody. Hey, I'm just checking in. He left a voicemail, for someone.
To work?
Yeah, so someone at work, right around this time of this, security had called, hey, I'm, just checking in, I'm on the house phone, and,
Was it from Sal? Was it from work?
I think it was Sal.
That's his
I believe it was Sal. Okay, so yeah, it was his.
He's a friend.
Okay, because he's like, I talked to him like it's his boss. I think it was Sal. Hey Sal, just checking in. I'm on the house phone.
Yeah.
I'm home today. So it was more common for him to go in the office than to take the day off.
Yes.
And he didn't have a routine where every Monday he was home.
No,
And the
no,
rest of
it was just sporadic whenever he felt like it. And we wouldn't even know until we heard him on the phone on conference calls all day, sitting here.
Yeah, and that's one of the things is these guys are really going to get into it. Patterns, some of these guys that they're looking at, there's a bunch of different crews they're working with. Some of these guys watch people's movements. Some of them use, phone calls in to check on people's whereabouts. And they'll touch on that more. But that's one of the reasons trying to find out about this routine.
Okay.
One of the things I'm going to ask about is curious if I noticed some cameras coming in. Is there any cameras back here?
No, on the side, back there. No, on the front.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is no camera.
No cameras back here. No.
And it's completely surrounded by that gate around at the bottom.
Yes, and then it goes to. Yeah, they replaced. No, well, I just moved it.
Oh, it was over here.
Yeah.
And this was here, right?
Did you not be around? Or?
Yeah, the better was just us right now. Thank you.
Oh.
Nothing super secret. I wanted to point out to them where they got it, what they got into, and where they got into.
Excuse me.
I know that, show them where you were keeping the cash.
Oh, this one. And now it's all cleaned up.
We did see the photo. He did show us photos of the ransacking and stuff, and that's
Okay.
important to us. So
Okay.
if you could show us.
This is where the money was here.
Was there anything on top of it?
Oh, this was, there was all kind of junk and stuff in here, but this was an envelope, a white envelope,
Oh, was it a white envelope?
with, different currencies. I just don't know the amount of each one, but this is where we kept, I don't know why we didn't keep it in the safe, but we keep it over
So
here.
for what I understand, the currency, I think it was euros,
Canadian,
and
and
American. Okay.
Oh, you guys have a safe?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's in this closet. I don't even know, did they go in there? 'Cause I don't think, did that.
Nothing, no pry marks, nothing? No
No.
ransacking in
I
there?
know that the
No.
door was all black, but I don't know what they took from there.
Yeah, no, I sent the list that you provided me, I sent that on to them with the euros, so they were keeping an eye out for that stuff.
Yeah.
From popping up. But yeah, let me show you guys, so I
The
hear.
lights in there.
Was all this gone through?
Yeah,
Or was it just this
all,
drawer?
I think when I came in, it was a disaster, so I don't know.
Gene, was this whole all this
Yeah,
ransacked?
it looked, if I remember right, only this drawer was open, but you thought that maybe cash could have been kept in here and taken as well?
Could be some because these were all a mess and everything was, all over the place. So I think, this is my makeup, then nothing was missing from here.
The only drawer that was open was this one.
Was the drawers taken out and dumped? Or they just?
I don't remember some drawers.
Yeah, these were somewhere else.
Okay, so these were just open.
Yeah.
And are they normally neat like this?
No.
The doors?
I just redid everything
Okay.
that they
And then the envelopes, were they like standing up?
standing up here.
Was it one envelope or was it?
It was, maybe 2 or 3, but in between the currencies was a flat white envelope in between.
Oh, I see. So it was currency, a flat white envelope, currency. So the currency was in plain view if you opened it. You could see the currency.
Most of it, and then there was an envelope with actual money, and I just.
You can just leave your transcripts on your seat. The evidence applies. Not to discuss this case either among yourselves or with anyone else, or form or express any opinion until the cause is when I submit it to you. Have a good lunch. I'll second Bureau Sementilli. The defendant is present. All counsel are present. Jury and alts are present. Good afternoon. Detective Gadle, you're still under oath, and the people may continue with their direct examination.
At the time mark of 1501, I believe on page
don't remember which currency it was, but
Were they top playing with generic envelopes?
Yeah,
or they
just-
specific?
no, it's the white. Yeah, actually, I have one. They're just
Yeah.
regular envelopes.
Does he have
How much in U.S. currency? Do you know? Was this like your,
I know there's
Petty
over
cash.
11, 12,000 in here because he was always traveling.
okay.
And I know those were the three currencies. There was also some euros, but they were, I mean, I don't know how much of each. That's the only thing.
So you think the total was around 11,000?
11, maybe a little more.
Okay, and it sounds like the majority was U.S. currency?
I can't.
Do you know what the denominations were? Were they all over, or was it typically hundreds?
It was all, probably all over.
All over, okay.
I don't know how much of each, but it was a lot.
Would you ever use this money for household stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes I go in for, you know,
Like your
the
slush
walks,
funds or
whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. So this was like your ATM machine? Sort of.
It was fast ATM machine. It was right there.
Okay.
And there was some costume jewelry, is that over here, or is that there?
There was some in here,
There was some.
and some of my jewelry box, but some was taken, and the top shelf of the jewelry box was missing.
Okay. So before we get there, the jewelry was taken out of here, did it look like, in your opinion, that they went through and picked out the nicer stuff, or was it like in a certain area? So it was kind of all just kind of straight?
It was all a mess, and I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Before we start, we're back on the record. Remember I told you you're going to be off tomorrow at 3 because one of you had an appointment? Well, they don't have an appointment anymore. So I think we're going to go to 4 if that's okay. This case is going to take a little longer than I expected. I want to try and use as much time as I can, as much as I'm looking forward to Christmas of 2026 with you. Is it all right if we go an extra hour tomorrow? I mean, we're not going to 6, we're not going to go to 5, just go to 4. All right, thanks. Thanks. Let's go back, and I apologize to counsel.
And you were telling me earlier, Monica, that your really good drawer was here and was untouched.
And it's not in the safe.
Oh, it's not?
It's in the closet.
So before we go to the...
No,
Wasn't
nothing in
inside.
here was disturbed.
Okay, before we go to the other desk, can we just hit the closet real quick and show us what it is?
Show us.
Show your
What does it say?
Now that we cleaned it all out, but I don't think anyone can hear the safe is here. And every time this mirror opens, I get a text message on my phone.
Oh, you did?
And I
It's got
did.
a sensor in there.
And
Oh, okay. Oh, that's nice. So you get a text message on your phone?
every time it's open.
Every time that's open, okay.
And-
And probably it's the same.
No, just me.
Just
I
you.
get all the text.
Is that primarily your stuff in there?
We barely use it. We had a couple of gold coins in there, and he had his gun in there.
Okay.
And now our friends took his 8 hour. His gun.
Now, Monica, you had said, I think, on the day, the gun was
The
in
gun was up there in his case.
You could see it.
Oh,
You
it
could see
wasn't
the
touched.
case, and it was here when we
I
got
think
it.
in here was just the bullets. I think in here.
Also, do you think the suspects actually came in here, or do you think
I
they...
think so, because they've seen that.
Was there any?
And nothing ransacked in here?
This door was always open, and I would use, Bobby would always put a shoe tree here to keep this open.
Okay, so, yeah.
Since we changed these carpets, this door always closed now.
Oh,
And this
So you changed the carpet, this is
Then
not
she
random, so.
came to change the carpet, and they painted.
privacy.
To me, I was telling you guys before that all the ransack was just in this room. It didn't look like any other part of the house was touched, so.
I just wanted to see how well, like, that's hidden well that they
Yeah.
missed. Where did you keep the jewelry?
My jewelry.
The good stuff?
Well, now, I mean, it was hidden behind purses, but now I
Oh.
just put it here because I just went through it.
Okay, so at the time, this
It
was
was
hidden
hidden behind purses.
on this shelf?
Yes.
It's hidden behind,
Yes.
okay.
That's always been there.
Okay, all right.
I never put it in the safe because I always have to, it takes forever to open that thing and I always would just, I never used it.
Okay, sure, okay. All right, good.
Interesting.
Just want to get an eyeball on that. And then the other place where drawers were pulled out, I assume is...
So this
This looks familiar.
right here was right here.
Oh,
And
okay. This
everything
is
was
like
all
this.
on the floor.
Oh. Everything meaning, I think every drawer, there was some pulled out.
The jewelry box on the floor. Actually, the
This
jewelry
one.
box ended up over here. We found it here. I found it here the next morning.
Sitting on the, was it there?
On the next one?
Yeah. And it,
I think when we were here, it was here, and I think when they printed it, they moved it over.
oh, then
think
I
that's
don't
what-
know. I don't know. I came back.
But she said,
Yeah, I thought it was just junk
I
out.
know.
But
You
the
guys have
whole
photos.
top drawer is missing.
so there's a matching, I think I sent it to you, there's a matching,
Like an
drawer
insert,
here that
Yeah.
matched up.
Insert
Yeah.
type thing.
That's missing.
And is the drawer like one of those belts,
Yes,
wedge belt thing?
it was a wooden felt.
And in that, was that primarily rings, bracelets? or-
Yeah, just little things, cufflinks maybe. I can't remember now if there's some good stuff in there, but mostly probably not very expensive.
Do you know if anything was taken from the underneath the drawer?
Well, we know his pocket watch is missing and his black diver watch is missing. I think I sent you the picture of it.
Yeah, I sent you that.
Everything on property report, everything. I remember
Okay,
seeing that on
okay.
property report, okay.
And also on the other hand, I just can't.
Oh, there was actual cash in here too?
I don't think there was none of that.
Oh,
Not that I can recall. No,
Anything
there
missing
wasn't.
from the drawers that you know of?
No. Just my clothes and my clothes in the back. Nothing I can think of.
Yeah, that was one of the issues is, I will talk to you about distinct, stuff, and it was just that pocket watch is one thing that really stood out.
I don't even think it, the pocket watch is probably something, but the diver watch I think was a knockoff.
Yeah.
What brand was it, you know?
That's why I only found the picture, I don't even know.
Well, we have some photographs of some stuff that we can find in cases.
Okay.
So maybe we'll get lucky there.
This is where we.
Now, there was a person that came on my mind, is, I remember there was, some question about pillowcases.
Yeah,
Were all those accounted for?
well,
So we took one, they took one.
They-
We already,
Our scientific investigation.
Oh, that's it, okay.
Yeah.
okay, cause there's three missing, there was
that's not
three
true. I
missing.
thought someone reported two.
Okay, we took two,
Okay.
so we're thinking that these guys took one.
Okay, which is not unusual for us to use a pillowcase or something to carry.
But it wasn't, I mean, there's two pillowcases, but there was a pillow sham. The whole sham was gone. This is a different, this.
Sham is,
This
you
one.
can put stuff
This
inside.
is a sham. I obviously replaced everything, but it was green.
It's like decorative.
And one was missing, and I thought, the
So,
sham, I took
so
the
there's a
sham.
green one of these missing.
Yeah, but I don't know which ones they took, so I don't know.
Okay. So what's missing then, just so we know,
From what you were here, two pillowcases.
Two actual pillowcases, like for pillows, and one
fan
fancy,
or wrap?
one fancy, oh gosh. Is it
Well,
like a
the
sheet?
ones we took will have identification.
Yeah,
And then a sham, green.
They were-
green and brown.
Decorative.
Yeah, sham.
Do you have a matching one, Sharon? Yeah.
No, but I have the comforter and it's upstairs, so you can see the pattern if you
Yes,
want.
yeah, I'll
Okay.
take a picture of that for you.
Yeah.
I'll take a picture of that.
Okay, good,
Yeah.
okay,
And this is the door that was open here, and this is the one.
This is the door that was closed, but how was it, Jim?
This, I remember looking on the outside, it was slightly ajar, like maybe this much. But this was open about, maybe a foot or so.
And no other sliders were open?
No,
Just
that was
this
the
one?
only
Oh,
slide.
this is probably how they came.
In this way or they went out this way?
No,
Didn't
they came in this way.
No, this is how they came in.
They went through the garage and out.
Because they probably, they took off in the car.
Yeah, it's very typical for burglars, when they open a door, unless it's visible to neighbors, to leave it open just have some questions for you.
Sure, you can
You
use it
have
here.
a couple of chairs we can bring over.
Yeah, sure.
I'm a lefty, so I'll sit here and she'll sit in the middle. I didn't work out in house somewhere.
Oh, I haven't been back for a long time.
Oh, yeah,
Look for her, yeah.
For a long time.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Thank you.
So basically, there's a couple things I'd like to go over with you.
Okay.
And just to give you a little background of why we asked these, we've been working with Gene quite a bit on this, and so we take on the task where we try to understand the knock task force, and based off of this, we've developed, the whole task force developed a list of common things that this particular crew does in order to knock it off. A lot of it comes down to routines, routes, sometimes calls or social media that they use to make sure that they can get away with the crime. So this is some basic questions, and some of the stuff I already had from Gene. Your family information, I have all that. Now your home security system, I do understand that the DVR was stolen at the sea with the garage before we leave.
Yeah.
And did you ever get the name of the security system? So that's is the security system and the camera the same system? Were they installed at the same time? Do you know?
I don't, when we moved in here, there was already a system.
Okay.
It was
Cameras and DVR.
Cameras and DVR was very old. A big machine.
Okay.
And then, I'm not certain, but I'm sure it's over a year ago, maybe a year, that he says we gotta get rid of that. So we got a new monitor.
Right.
And the new DVR is very skinny, very thin, skinny like this, and black.
What's this size?
Yeah.
Kind of like
Something
this?
like that, exactly. So totally different than the big machines that were in there before. And so the cameras are the same, and the only new thing is the one at the front door.
The new camera. What, you mean the one above the front door?
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are the only thing that was different from the one that we.
Do you have a ladder in the garage?
A ladder?
Yeah.
I do have a ladder.
Would you mind if I take a look at that camera? Because sometimes the camera will have the brand on there.
Yes, please.
And the reason we are interested in that is because oftentimes what firms do is they take things and then they sell things. So we're hoping that what they'll do is they'll show up in a pawn shop or something. Of course, they
How
always.
are the currencies that are banks that change it? Do they ever report that?
Well, usually, foreign currencies is usually by our back end, just throw it away. They'll just throw it, because there's a record when you exchange it. And there's only a handful of places that actually, you can't just go into a Wells Fargo or a Chase Bank and exchange money. It has to be done at a certain place.
Because I do it all the
Money
time
exchange.
with my Canadian money. Yeah, you have to have your
Yeah.
bank account, you have to have.
Right.
And
Yeah.
that's typically why they just stay away from it.
And, yeah, because there's identification that has to be provided. And when you do that stuff, these crooks are like, it's not worth it, get it caught. So they just keep that
It
US
was
cash.
worth killing him for something was worth killing him. Why would they kill him? Why would they leave?
Well,
I don't know.
typically,
They probably didn't want to call the police. They probably didn't want to get caught.
Yeah.
They're coming here to do a burglary and they don't expect anybody to be home. I don't know.
It's not, burglars typically, that's why they go through all these extensive things to make sure that no one's home, so they don't encounter someone. But we weren't here, and you never know what transpires when they run into someone. And it's not unusual that when they run into someone that bad things happen. Sometimes they just run, and sometimes they don't for whatever reason.
If they get caught in a place like this and Fabio calls the police, there's not a lot of ways in and out of up here. It's not going out onto Ventura Boulevard or going out onto Victory and you can blend in. It's kind of a one way in, one way out. At least it seems to be that way, looking at the map. And so you get the police coming, a helicopter comes overhead, you can get caught. So who knows what transpired.
So exterior cameras are neat, and it looks like you have motion sensors on all the
Yeah,
rooms.
this is our alarm system, with AT&T.
So,
Digital life.
AT&T?
Yeah.
What was the
So
rest
that's
of
all
it?
AT&T.
Oh, when we moved here, there was already a few signs.
So it's AT&T Digital Life?
Digital life.
And that's for the motion sensors for all the, do they work the doors and everything? No, does AT&T get notified when your safe opens too, or just you?
I think, well, it's text message to me, I think Digital Life would probably have
Yeah.
that.
But then they would
it'll
probably
show
let
it
you
on
know.
record.
But they would probably let you know, they'd probably go, hey, your safe is. Like, do they
No.
contact you when?
No.
Oh, they don't?
Not when the sensors are, no.
Okay. And they're the sensors only, not, or are they the sensors and the video, or just the sensors?
Sensors only.
Okay.
No,
AT&T
Digital
Digital.
Life, the camera was a closed circuit.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, so I'll take a look at the camera, maybe we'll get a look in the model. And I mean, just so you know, the camera, if we get lucky on the DVR, they're always good. So it's not like we're gonna hope to get anything good from it, but at least we may find out who pawned it. But they always like them out before they pawn them. Do you have any, so you have AT&T Digital Life for motion. The camera, your digital system, was that you had the monitor in the kitchen. Did you have the ability to monitor those from your phone live? The system didn't have that ability?
I don't know if he does on his phone, but I don't know anything about it because he took care of that. I don't even know, the company name. I don't know even what it is.
So you didn't know, and is there any of your daughters, I guess, did any of your daughters have it? Okay. There's a lot of cameras nowadays you can,
Yeah, we didn't see anything on his phone, we went through it.
Okay.
But, I mean, you're with him all the time, if you ever saw him, hey, let me go check the house right now.
No, I actually nothing's ever happened that we said, hey, let's go
So you
rewind
can check on
the
it,
DVR.
Check to see if
close the garage.
Check to see if the kids are home.
Yeah.
Nothing like
Yeah,
that.
like, hey, Isabel's supposed to be at home at 10 this issue. Okay.
No, because they were home. They had to be home.
Okay. Is there a roving patrol in your neighborhood?
I think it was always an ADT car driving around.
Okay.
We have association fees, and I don't know now if they work for Forest Hills.
I think it was, the ADT is for private residences that have.
Yeah, that have the service.
But you don't have this, do you pay
No.
for the ID? Okay.
No,
Now, and you said that your association provides security, you think?
Yeah, well, we have cameras and,
Just camera. Oh, the neighborhood.
I saw that when we pulled up, it said you're on closed circuit.
Yeah,
I saw
it
that.
says it loud and clear.
Yeah.
Do you already have the name of your home association?
Well, yeah, well, it's basically the people at the corner.
They run the cameras,
Okay,
yeah,
right.
but I don't know, right now the president is Warren, who's across the street with the little boys. He's the
Oh, right
president.
across the street?
Yeah, he's the
Oh,
president of
okay.
the association.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so Warren, what's Warren's last name? How do you spell that?
SCHACTER, I think.
Okay. And he's right across the street?
Yes,
And he's the president right now?
right now, the president, yes.
Okay.
Is that the house that had the camera?
Yeah.
Oh, then I said, hey, look at the camera.
Okay. And I noticed you have a cat, you have a dog?
No, two cats.
Two cats. And have both cats accounted for?
Yeah.
Okay. And I have your cell number from you. Do you have a landline?
Yes,
What's that number?
854
854
6055.
255. Any other phone numbers that are associated with the house that you know?
No, just my girls. We're all on the same account. Yeah. we're all on the same.
And emails, you have an email?
Yes.
CAL
CALMATI
dash
-MO
is it underscore or dash?
dash MO
MO.
at hotmail.com.
Remember why I'm asking for these in a second. And then, any other emails?
Well, the girls, they're there.
Okay, the girls in
But
there.
Jesse has them, Bella has them,
Social media. Do you have
I
any
have
social media?
Instagram.
Instagram? Any other? And And what's your Instagram? I think you have the Instagram account.
Monica Sementilli or Monica _Sementilli.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Okay. I'll just write down some such Just Monica _Sementilli.
And I know from looking at it, just to ask you anyway, you know, you didn't post stuff like, I'm going to the store, I'm coming home, I'm out to eat on that too much. Did you like?
No, it's more just for family pictures.
Right.
And,
So you weren't really putting your whereabouts or when you're going to be away on, you know.
Do you use it quite a bit? Use it a
I
lot?
do now. I post about them every day.
Oh, do you?
I
So,
do now.
I'm sorry, Monica _Sementilli.
That's it.
Oh, that's
That's
it.
it.
That's it.
Come on, you had an Instagram account. When was that? Right.
Oh, yeah, I had for 3.5, 2 years maybe now.
And you didn't use it that much back then, but you're using it more now.
I use it now almost daily. Yeah.
So the Fiat doesn't have any more. I saw the red Mustang that.
Yeah,
the
just
red one.
drives that.
And then you have a Ford F-150, I think.
Used to.
Oh, you don't have that now.
No,
Do you have a new car replacer? Or?
I do. I replaced it with another Mustang.
Okay, so you have and what color is that Mustang?
But
Oh, black. Is that a new car or a used
No,
car?
it's new.
Okay, all right. Is there any other? Oh, is it Porsche? You saw that?
no.
Oh, you did the same dealership where it came from?
Yeah.
So it's new 2017 Mustang?
Yes.
Okay. And then the Porsche, what about did you sell the Porsche by? I don't need the date, I was just
I don't know,
curious.
a month ago.
Couple months ago.
Okay. So then the vehicles, during the time, 'cause that's what I'm more concerned, at the time it was you had a F-150, right, truck? And then the red Mustang and the Fiat and the Porsche at the time. Okay, all right.
When did you move here from Canada?
7 years ago this July. This July.
Into you've been in this house 7 years?
No, 4 years.
Oh, 4 years in this house.
4 years, probably.
Do you do any part-time work at all, or?
No, I have a consulting business online. It's nothing.
Is it active though? Or
Yeah.
What do you consult?
Basically, a business curriculums for online beauty companies.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that connected to Fabio's job at all?
Not really. No, this is no.
You were doing, you were doing makeup stuff
Long time ago.
in Canada before, yeah, all that.
Long time.
What's the name of your company?
LGI.
LGI Consulting. And there's something that anyone could just look up and then start conversing with you?
Well, no, I deal with just certain industry people that I used to provide them with business curriculum, and I get like a monthly, it's not much, it's fine, it's enough to pay the groceries, that's about it. I also, part of that company is we invested in an app, I guess, some kind of app for scheduling appointments and stuff, and so we make a little bit on that too. I think altogether it's maybe $3,000 a month. Maybe.
Okay. Okay. I'm more interested in the day-to-day activities.
Yeah, it's not really, it's not even really active.
So right now, as far as you know, and the reason I'm asking is I'm looking for routines and stuff, and people that can get access. So right now, you have no work schedule right now? Okay.
Has anybody recently contacted you through LGI? That's unusual. Okay.
Okay.
No issues with anybody through the company, even back in January, like no, sad about, whatever payment or.
I think my husband told me everything. We talked about everything. I'm sure he would have told me something,
If he had something on his.
something kind of not right, and I don't remember anything.
You don't have anything on your end through LGI or.
Oh.
Because LGI is your thing.
Yes,
Right.
yes, no, it was not. No.
Okay, and anything on hobbies? Do you go to a gym or yoga or
We
fitness?
used to go to the gym. I used to go to racquetball.
So all the questions I'm asking is that with the month of January, that kind of end before time frame. So back then, did you?
Yeah.
So back then, did you go to a gym or anything like that?
Yes.
Okay, which gym did you go to?
Other fitness?
The nearby local?
Yeah, it's on doing Canoga.
Okay, all right. Actually, that's the one I'm going to be going back to have a picture of that. We were friends. All right, so LA Fitness. Any other gyms you go to? Okay. And how often a week, typically back then, would you go?
Twice a week. And Wednesday nights were league nights. I used to play the racquetball league.
So 2 times a week, typically. Like when? So would you work out during the day and then night?
Yeah, in the morning. I would never go to the gym at night.
Okay, so morning. So about 2 times a week in the morning, like regular workout type
Yeah,
stuff.
just
And then once a night was
Wednesday night.
Was that Wednesday night?
Yeah, I think Wednesdays or Thursdays.
Okay.
What day did this happen on?
It was Monday, and you went to the gym that day.
That morning, yeah, Jessica.
That was on a Monday. What was the date?
23rd. Yeah, birthday.
Oh,
It was a Monday. Yeah.
yeah, it was a Monday.
And you remember the league days, right?
Yeah.
And that was just once a week, Wednesday and Thursday. Okay.
Monday, yeah.
Do you have any other routines or hobbies that you typically do on a daily basis or weekly basis? Back then, that would be something that someone could pick up on the pattern of. Like, did you go, just anything that you do, like every Thursday I go shopping, or this kind of thing.
Jessica was at Ross almost full today. Cook all the time. We used to cook all the time.
Okay.
Nothing really that I can.
So like hobbies or anything that you feel like you know movie times?
We were always outside on the patio every night.
Okay.
He had a cigar or two every single.
Did you have any close friends, or do you have close friends back then that you would go out like on a semi-regular basis or anything like that?
No, they would come over here. Well, they're mostly his work people or my friends or my neighbors. But that usually everything is here, always at my house.
Okay. And then, so like you guys have your mutual friends and then your friends or
Well, they were mostly all
friends?
All our friends,
Okay.
mostly all, yeah.
okay.
All my family and friends are back home. So.
So back then, was there any friends there that in January, December, November, anyone that had come to the house, or that you would have at the house, or anyone there that you would typically hang out with?
Yeah.
Well, it's not like I'm saying that your friend
Yeah, no.
might be, but sometimes friends have friends, or they have helpers
We
at the house.
entertain all the time, and most of the time it would be last minute. We would say, "Oh, I'm coming home and I'm bringing blah blah blah," and then we would always have people here, always dropping in. He was the entertainer.
It was mostly people you were familiar with already.
yeah.
It wasn't
Yes.
a lot of new people. I mean, that's kind of
No, only beginning of December every year he has his education Christmas party here. So they're from all over North America. I know all their faces, and most of them I know well.
When you
Some
say-
are just workers, so
When you say North America, are you talking about
Canada
Canada?
and the U.S.
How many people are we talking about?
Portugal,
How many people?
90.
All here? You entertain them here?
And that was in January,
A lot of
January
people.
or December. Okay.
We have it every December 6th, something like that, usually every year.
And I think the coverage before, we didn't have anyone coming in your room that could have seen the money at any of these gatherings, or you really couldn't,
I
know
don't
for sure that
think
this.
so. I don't use that bathroom over there.
Would you lock the door? Your bedroom door? No.
Close it. I don't
Just
lock
close
it.
it.
But
While you're in the house with your friends.
yeah, I mean, it was an open house. Everybody.
Got it.
Okay.
I can't imagine any of those people. I can't imagine that.
Yeah.
Well, I
it's them, we think it might be maybe one of their creepy relatives or friends.
Oftentimes it's that,
Because they come to a party at your house, you're completely innocent. It's like, hey, guess what? I went to this really nice house, not even knowing that they're tipping something off.
you know, and it could be one of their workers, it could be one of their house helpers or gardeners or something like that, and oftentimes that's how we learn the team, and we've done it in learning.
Yeah.
He has a lot of friends. Do you have like in your gym, some gym friends that you hang out with or are they just your friends you hang out with them after work or?
Once in a blue moon we'll all go for sushi or something, but not really.
Who are those people?
Oh my gosh.
Your closest?
I would say the
Whatever you call it,
closest,
yeah.
I would say would be my friend Elise.
Elise?
How do you spell that?
E-L-Y-S-E.
Okay.
Elise, Faye, but I don't, it's hard for us to get together sometimes. And mostly I just see people at the gym. It's kind of hard for them to.
I guess something, is really, if any of these people that have been in the house, because that's the people that have been, like, my friend Jim, was over the house, and then Jim can tell the barber inadvertently, and then the guy was like, oh, that's not good. So people, I guess, to keep it real simple, it's people in the house.
Faye, I don't think has any at the end, but I don't.
She's not been in the house?
She's been here.
Oh, she's been.
Yeah.
And Elise in the house?
Yes.
Anyone else?
Oh gosh, I think Paula has been here.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to remember now before and after, because I had a whole bunch of people in it after
Yeah,
too.
Mostly before.
I used to have a trainer, but he's not really a friend, he's a gym person. But he was, last time he was here was 2 years ago.
Who was that?
I think his name is Matthew.
Did he train you here at the house?
He came once or twice and trained me and Jessica here in the family room.
Oh, he once or twice.
Yeah, he's only been here
Oh.
twice.
And was he through LA Fitness?
Yes.
Oh, he was.
Oh, yeah, well,
You trust them not to come to your house?
yes, yes. We have our lead coordinator, racquetball. But he's never really actually, I don't think he's ever really been here.
Who's that?
In over 2 years, maybe. His name is Rob.
Matthew. What's Matthew's last name? Because it goes.
I don't remember if it might be. Oh my gosh, I have to go look on the Yelp thing. I think it's Nurse, but I'm not sure.
Okay, this is a
Matthew Nurse?
Yeah.
And you, like a nurse?
No, that's his last name.
Oh.
I think.
Well, his last name is Nurse.
And then Rob, what's Rob's last
I
name?
think it's Baker. I have the lead coordinator emails, and that's what it says. So.
He's the racquetball league coordinator?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, so when you went to racquetball league, then he'd be the coordinator.
Yes. He runs the leagues.
But he's over here 2 years ago?
Oh, yeah, it was a long time ago. But we see him all the time at the gym. Great person, too. And so is Paula. I think she's only been here once. But Sheila, she's my friend at the gym.
Sure, okay. Has she been to the house?
She has been to the house, and I just don't know if it was after or before.
Okay, that's okay. You're not sure, sorry. And what's her last name?
I don't know.
Okay. And Lisa's last name? That rings a bell with you.
I have all the gym covered.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't remember really what.
Okay. Okay.
Like, they're my friends, but not like my, family friends. It's not like I really, know too much.
You ever do stuff with these people? Because I used to work, I became really good friends with somebody at the gym, and we ended up hanging out with him. Do you ever hang out with any of these people?
Well, for dinners or drinks, yeah.
Okay.
Because it says people that are, and again, this is just one of the things that we look at is, people that are in the house, or if you hang out with, you can talk about things. Oh yeah, whatever, we got porch, or whatever it is. And again, it's not, I would say it's almost 100% of the time not the friends, but it's someone they tell.
And people who know your routine. Going to the gym. You go to the gym, you're there probably for a couple hours, I would think. When you go to the gym.
An hour.
Yeah. And that's an hour you're not here.
Yeah.
So that's kind of stuff I'm looking for.
And you still keep
Pattern.
in touch with gym friends that have, yeah,
Oh.
issues since then?
No, and they've all been
Do
very
you still keep in-
supportive and coming and helping. And
You keep in touch with all these people?
yes,
You do?
well, especially now, because last week, they convinced me to join back, and so I haven't joined the league yet, but I'm gonna try to do that this summer.
Okay.
These, we've been out for dinner, a couple times they've come here, yeah.
All right. And we always look at any of the houses.
Any of them, any of the, these people ever wander the house by themselves? If they ever came over? No, nothing like that?
Oh, no, absolutely not.
Do you have any home services, I think there's a name?
Yeah, she's still working?
Yes.
Gardener, pool guy, anything? You guys?
Yes.
I
Okay.
think you did the gardener and pool guy too much. Gadle, she was here that day, and I was concerned about these windows being open or shut, so I didn't use her.
So there's a
I haven't
pool-
talked to her.
Probably a
Do you
pool
have a
guy.
full service?
Yes, I have pool.
You know
Her
the name
name?
of the pool company?
Marcos.
And your baby lady, how many years?
4 years.
4 years, okay.
Because she was
And what's her name?
Oh,
Oh, he is all her information.
Delia,
Rivera.
Rivera.
Delia
I
Rivera.
don't know.
Okay.
The pool and the garden come every Wednesday.
They're both here on Wednesday.
Yes.
So, you, Wednesday,
Once a week?
and you.
Which will be stopping very shortly.
Oh,
Okay.
More anymore. Our life is over. It's like we're done.
What about,
We start anything new.
What about Delia? Is she still on?
Delia is right now still on. She comes every 2 weeks.
She's every 2 weeks.
And it comes on Mondays.
Used to, she just comes Thursdays.
But back then it was
It
Monday.
was Monday,
Okay.
every second Monday.
Every second Monday. Okay, 2 weeks Mondays. Okay. Any other home services that you had at the time?
Was it able to adjust
So-
or anything? Or
No, because these guys, you saw them on the video, they were pretty well disguised.
they were covered, but how do you drive away like that? Didn't they take anything off on the run away?
Well, unfortunately, when they saw them is when they were on foot.
Not driving away.
When they're in the car.
Okay, so based off my conversation with hopefully I'm right. Again, this is for routines and patterns. You went to the gym that morning, and what I would like you to do, if you would, to the best of your recollection, that day, and I know Chief Marshall has the times from the video we pulled. So I'm not concerned about the times we had that, but here's your house, as well as and went out there. Could you just put like a few little arrows on the main streets that you took to LA Fitness that day?
Oh, I go this way, and up here,
Mm-hmm.
and then here. We go this
Okay.
way, all the way
All right.
to here.
Okay. And then what about the house? What do you take wells? Or do you take these?
I
streets?
always take Monica, unless I'm coming from this way, then I always come up Oakdale. But I could usually go down Monica.
But do you take Oakdale to Wells? You take Oakdale, obviously. You turn left on Wells.
Yes.
And then go straight down to Winnetka.
Yes.
Okay.
So I usually go this way. I can't,
Okay.
I mean, I don't remember now if I came this way, but these are the only 2 streets we use.
Okay, so as far as you remember, let's put the arrows.
Yes.
You went that way and then right on Winnetka, correct?
Yeah. But, I mean, normally there are ways for us to do.
And then down to the gym. Okay. And then when you came home that day, do you know if you remember you went the same
We
way?
probably come home the same way, but I also went to Ralph's.
Okay, I have that for later.
Oh.
So I think you would.
Back to the house after the gym.
Oh, yeah, we had lunch together. Everybody
Right,
was
so he's
home.
trying to get.
So that day you went straight to the gym, any stops along the way?
No.
And then when you came home, any stops along the way?
No.
So if I'm correct, you came back, as far as you remember, the same way?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, maybe Jessica will remember, but that's the way we
Okay.
come home. Why do you think? Do you think someone followed?
Well,
That's
one of the things.
exactly what we're trying to figure out.
Us? Me? Or him?
Well, what they look for, at least in
They'll
this
sit outside the house and they'll see you leave.
is, they look for patterns.
They might not even have known who was here. They were looking for people leaving the house.
So they do it, the reason I ask all these things is what we've gathered is basically through social media or through phones, which they can find online, through not getting solicitations, through actually following you, and these crews can follow you and guess what, we're at the gym, good to go, that kind of thing.
That was in the morning.
I know, I'm just giving you an example, exactly. And so what we do,
Now, do you think that these people watch you for like weeks and weeks? Or like.
it could be.
It could be a week.
Typically it's, when we're finding it's in that time frame, probably 2 to 3 weeks, maybe.
Because there's a lot of money. They're getting a lot of money, so they're very patient.
So here's the LA Fitness, here's the entrance, and do you remember, where you parked that day? You have no idea, did you park in this
I
house?
always park here, so we don't know, but somewhere here. And I go home from here.
How do you come into the parking lot?
From here.
That's how you come in?
Yeah.
Okay, so if I draw a line, so this is pretty much how you come in.
Yeah.
And then you park in
And then you park,
Here, they're trying.
is there a favorite place you usually park, or is it just
No,
wherever?
whatever's open.
Okay, so somewhere, if I do a circle somewhere,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's where you park. Right, and that's, so that works up to that. So again, and I know you're not looking over your shoulder all the time, but do you remember anything that day, because you were with Jessica, anyone like, wow, this guy's really following me a lot, or person, or when you parked, either from the gym, do you remember anything that was like, wow, this guy looking at me, anything like that?
I wish I did. I don't remember. I mean, why would I look over my shoulder?
Yeah.
No, I understand that, and that's the typical answer.
A lot of times when we ask these questions, people are like, oh, well, now that you mention it.
Yeah.
A lot of times people remember stuff.
Sometimes actually when times in class, it's better to do this because more times go by, you'll get more clear. And if anything ever pops up, just because a lot of time they go by to, unfortunately, to capture these guys, can you just initial this, each of these? Just sign it as initial or whatever. And what's the date today?
Today's the 18th.
Yeah, just put the date.
The reason we do this is because this all becomes evidence when we catch them.
Yeah.
And
So they
especially
can,
if we interview them and we say, oh yeah, we followed the homeowner, and then boom, there you go, it matches up for you.
yeah. So they can say, oh, I made this up, that this is something that you spoke about and you confirmed. Okay, and then from what I understand, just one more, we're almost thank you. This can be very helpful for us, so it's why we take the time to do it. And then after the gym, you came back, and I think you said you had lunch and stuff. And then you went to a Target in Rocks.
Yeah.
So again, if you could, in black, with the little arrows, if you could tell me, to the best of your knowledge, the way that you went there to, I think you went to Target first?
I think so. I know I went to both. I just don't know which one I went to first, but I would go this way, down here this way, to Winnetka. I always go that way. When I'm going that way, I take Winnetka. When I'm going that way, I take Oakdale.
Okay.
So I would, came up here.
I think when we spoke earlier, you said that she went to Target first.
What is Target?
I was Target first because you got food at the Ralph's, right?
I got wine and tomatoes, and I remember that because it was on the counter.
So after you got the wine and tomatoes, do you remember going to Ralph's after that, or Target, or did you go home?
I don't remember.
Typically, when I go shopping,
I
I
would
get
go
the,
here first
yeah, that's
and go
typically
here
what I
and
do,
go home.
because I have the
assume-
refrigerated stuff or whatever.
So just for all mine,
Yeah, just,
we need to introduce that to something later.
yeah,
on.
so just go a couple hours to your turns to the Target.
Yeah, I went to
Wherever
go this
you want.
way, and I would go by Ventura.
Okay.
Then to get here. And then way back to my, but when I leave Ralph's, I go Quaker Chunks,
Mm-hmm.
and I turn on Santa Rita and I go up Penfield and I come home.
Can you
Usually
do-
when I leave the back of Ralph's and I.
Can
that's
you do
the
that
way-
in red with little arrows? Or you can make the lines I can put? The way you
So
normally
if this
do.
is Ralph's and I would come up here
Mhm.
and turn here and go up Penfield. And I usually turn here and then I go
Oh,
home.
okay. So as far as I know, that's just the way that. And then when you.
I think.
Okay, that's fine. You do it fine, that's fine. And then, this is the gym. This is the Target parking lot. This is the Target parking lot. This is the big Target. I just put this for reference. This is, I think, the Payless shoe store right here.
Okay.
So, if you could just show us how you pulled in and where you parked that thing.
Oh gosh, I don't remember where it's at. Here somewhere.
Just do the
But I
lines.
know
just
that I
for-
came in through this
okay,
way.
Okay, and then which way? Just do the lines to which way you went.
This way, so I drive by the front.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know where I parked, somewhere here.
Okay, circle's fine.
Okay.
You did circle area where you parked. Okay,
Assuming up that top.
that's fine. So that was.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright,
And then, yeah, then I come home that way too.
okay. And then we'll do the routes and then, so routes, here's Ventura, here's Winnetka. And I think according to this, it looks like it's going to be the back or something?
Yeah, so wait a minute, this
So-
is the back door, and I always park here. Always park the back door straight somewhere.
Okay.
So I come out like this.
You can do that in red if you want. It's easier for me to
So
remember
I,
later.
yeah, so I come out this way, Quaker Town.
And then you go up there. And then when you came in, I think you remember.
If I came from Target,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna have to come from here.
Okay.
If I came that way.
Okay. All right, that makes sense.
That's where you always go.
Yeah, like, I don't see any other different, why we go different ways.
Okay. So now, again, take it back to that day. So, I know this is the best lever question. Do you remember, let's just assume that you went here first, just because it makes sense. That's how what I do too. I always do my first stuff last. So you pull in, do you remember any interactions with anyone in the parking lot that day? Did anyone try to solicit you? Did you see anyone unusual? Did anyone stop to talk to you or anything like that you remember?
I can't remember, I don't think so, unless there's people at the doors who sometimes they sell things, but I don't.
But I mean, even in the cars you're parking.
You've seen friends, hey, so-and-so, or
Did you bump into anyone that you knew, or is there?
Well, I always bump into people I know when I'm in the store, so I don't remember now, but
Well, I mean, in
remember.
the parking lot. As far as you know, as far as you remember, it was just in and park, or? Because sometimes we'll do interactions with people to identify that that's the person in the car. So was there anything like any interactions that you recall?
and no one got ticked off, the parking situation, or you got like an idiot, anything like that.
Okay. Now, when you went into the store and shopped, again, if anything unusual, anyone following, it's like, well, this is weird, this person's looking at me. It could be male or female. During your whole interaction in here and when you
Oh,
left.
I gotta, oh, why would I think that?
You know what, and that's fine, don't get frustrated, because typically it's like my partner said, it's things that stand out. It's like, well, now that you mentioned it, I remember. So, I mean, if you ask me, I wouldn't know either. But if I remembered something unusual, I would know. But if nothing sticks out, then nothing sticks out. Okay, did you get and no solicitations and no phone calls or anything, anyone saying, that was unusual like this during these
person I talked to was Isabella. I don't know if it was at Target or Ralph, but she was picking up her glasses at the eye doctor. That's
Oh.
it. That's all I can remember.
There's no weird phone
ever
calls.
happening just before this. I don't know.
Okay, all right. No one hits you on social media, on the phone or anything? And, okay.
I only have Instagram. I don't have anything else.
Okay, yeah.
I mean,
It'd be different because Facebook, what we've done is more of a probable thing where they'll actually contact you and confirm, you know, that you're where you're at. And you're good to go. So you didn't have any media activity on the phone or anything. Okay. And then how about Ross? Do you know, I assume you probably went back to us and you parked there. Right? Okay. Same thing. Anything stick out? Okay. All right. If you could just initial the bottoms of each of these. Thank you for taking the time to do it.
It's 18. This one too.
Yeah.
All age.
Have you interviewed anybody at work? Anybody at his
I have talked to a couple different people.
So just some pictures of
Nothing.
you.
Nothing. His Facebook? Nothing.
No, that was basically. Again, everyone has said that he didn't have any work people, and certainly if this avenue does not pan out so far, I think we have some good leads, but who knows how it's going to go. It's been several months yet, so a lot of progress, but again, obviously, we haven't met anybody.
Not even for other burglars?
Oh, yeah, no,
that's-
and they have.
Oh yeah, we're gonna show you some stuff right now.
All the stuff that we went over today with you is information that we've been learning, and this is why this should be helpful for us.
These guys know every burglary in the valley, but a lot of things they're doing, they can't let me know some of the stuff they're doing, and so it's just can't discuss that. But obviously, if this ends up with dead ends, we're going to start revisiting some of the other, kind of the long shots on this thing. So, yeah. I did get the results back this week. It's all, everything's came back to Fabio so far. So we are going to submit another round, but again, like I started with the most likely and kind of, going from there. So we're kind of on the peripheral testing at
Do you
this
think
point.
we had a chance or a chance for anything to be on hand?
I don't think so. Well, we are gonna look at that, for sure. But so far, everything, like I told you before, the car was, nothing, all Fabio.
Listen,
Like I said, we've talked about this before. These guys knew what they were doing, and that's what they're finding out. These burglaries are very sophisticated, and these guys, you saw them in the video, they were very careful not to. They obviously had done some research, right? Because of your big cameras here and the way they made their approach, and a lot of it's falling in with some of the stuff they're looking at, but.
do you think they came here with intentions to take that car, or they just took the car?
You know what? I don't know. They didn't keep it, so my thought is that they just used it to get away.
My thought is that they came here to rip the place off, and Fabio happened to be home.
Yeah, I think
That's what my
either
thought is.
confronted them. I don't know if they chased them out on the patio. I don't know if,
When he and Isabella tried to move him, I told you, small kid, I needed to guard that.
Right.
Sitting outside.
So that tells me he was surprised, possibly. But again, usually these guys are not looking to get in a confrontation. But so, I don't know exactly the sequence of the events. But
Oftentimes they'll take the vehicle to carry all the stuff that they take from the house, but our guess is because of the confrontation that happened, they didn't,
No, but they did the DVR.
they didn't take near as much as they were doing. I want you to take a look at these, if you would, and just let me know if any of this jewelry is yours. Take your time. do you see that? Could it possibly could we just put a circle around it, and then we can get have better photographs.
Nothing else there?
Something like this chain.
Just put a little red dot, an arrow pointing to that chain, because it's a dark picture.
Maybe this one.
Which one, the one on the left there?
Right here, the one.
Okay.
I think
Oh, I see what
this
you're
kind of
Pattern?
just a clean one.
Some of the pictures are far like that, but if you see something that looks like it's real likely, then you can always get attempt to get better photographs.
Something like this.
Well, if it looks interesting, just put a little red arrow pointing to it, and then we can take a look when we look at our files to see if it's part of the same match.
Probably condition everything to sit
Small.
on.
Little. Maybe loop earrings.
Just put a circle around it. Anything you circle, if you know for sure, that's one thing. Anything you circle, we'll look into and see if it's possible.
Maybe diamond stars, but you can't.
It's okay, circle. All maybe just it's
What's
okay.
the diamond star?
Like I said, we can look into.
They were tiny. They're small.
Yeah, it's hard to tell on the scale here.
Oh my gosh. All this stuff.
If it's something that just jumps out, then circle it. I apologize for the photographs. There's so many things. But we can certainly, if it's something that's possible, we can try and get a more individual picture of that item. Or we may find that it was already returned to its cycle over to itself, but we'll let you know. If you press on the chain again, just put an arrow next to it there. I know chains are hard, so a lot of things are very similar.
This is what the band of the watch looks like. It's not the face. The face was bigger than that. But this is what the strap looks like on that.
Did you just run outside band looks like that?
This
and then put an
one.
arrow?
Yeah, that's the one I saw.
Oh.
I was thinking same band.
Yeah, same band, just put an
But
arrow
this
to it.
doesn't look like that face.
Okay.
Same band, but different watch.
Okay.
Oh, silver. Is that a loop earring? Silver loops.
Honestly, I couldn't tell you right now, but I'll certainly find out. Maybe put an arrow to there so I don't miss that. So, were there any markings on any of your jewelry, like initials or anything like that?
On what I think they took? No.
What about the watch?
His Rolex, the only thing that was engraved, and he was wearing that. Do you know what the Rolex?
Well, the majority of them are, but we're finding that there's different. So we're not just focused on that. So one of the things that, in case you're around things, the one thing we found that was kind of interesting in my partner around working is typically the cars that are taken, we believe that the taken to carry out the property away. But typically the cars are dumped down in South Los Angeles, most of the time, not all the time. And your husband's car was left up in the valley. So that just leads us to believe that it could be this group, which is a large group, but it also could be what we call like a copycat. People watch news and they see the flips, which makes our job harder. But it does.
You said it was on video, right? Video?
No, from what I say, it was nighttime video, not the exact. So, but we're just saying that this. We focus on this and really there's been a lot of work done on that. But there's also finding that there's some potential copycats because people hear to watch the news, hey, this works, this is a good thing that works. So we could be dealing with specific copycats. And that's why we asked about all the friends and that kind of thing, because we just never know where the information would have came from. Like for example, when you left from Ralph's, you said you go to Ralph's pretty much every day. Is it the same time every day? Like when you went to Target House, was that a scheduled thing, or was that the last moment first?
I think it was the last minute because I think we're deciding to go out for dinner, and then we said, oh, we'll just make dinner. I said, okay, let's go pick up stuff that I need. But I go all the time. Could be in the morning, could be in the afternoon, could be on the way home from getting Bella, could be, whatever.
Now, when you do things like that, let's say, because he worked at home that day, and I know from my ex-wife, was at dinner one day, and I said, what are you doing? She goes, oh, I'm Facebooking them at dinner. Did Fabio say like, hey, Monica's out shopping right now?
I don't think so, but he goes his channel all the time. And my girls can go on his Facebook because I don't have it, and you can see everything that he puts on there. I don't think he would have done that. Unless he was inviting someone over for dinner, then he always does hold it.
But I guess on the same thing with that, when somebody would know somebody would be home then. So but we're just looking for patterns and stuff like that. So it wasn't a typical, this is not my Monday morning Target or Ralph's shopping.
No. And how did the relationship to it? Did you think it followed him?
Right, and I think he said his
You're
business.
saying you didn't go to work at all that day?
No.
Yeah.
Not that day. I was just saying, like, I mean.
Do you know the route that he would take to work?
Yeah, he went to Winnetka, Oxnard, DeSoto, or Wells, DeSoto.
To the freeway.
No,
Because he was running to DeSoto, and I think he told me to.
Where did he work? In here in the valley?
Yeah, just down the
Oh.
street. So close.
Oh.
You familiar with any checkers at the Rouse that you there all the time? Do you share, did they ever come over your house? Did they ever talk about?
No. I mean, they know me.
Do you have to show your ID when you use your ATM card that has your address on it or anything like that? So that any checkers and
Oh, no.
they didn't look like they, just.
Yeah.
So the gates were always left open.
Somehow you keep it closed. Okay. And then you keep that car in the garage now? Because I think you said the Porsche used to be in the garage.
I keep my car in the garage.
Can you take a look at the garage?
You guys like this?
Yeah.
Oh, you think I was taking?
I just want to ask, you covered this at, I know, I just responsible came out that night over at the Shepard's house.
Yeah.
And I know you had friends and family here pretty soon after. Is there anything else like that? Are you, and we've talked for the last few months off and on. Do you guys need any kind of that counseling service or anything like that? Are you guys, I mean, the girls, are they doing okay with this whole thing?
Jessica doesn't want any, and Isabella's been twice, and she's doesn't want to go anymore.
She's been to,
Constant.
is the one referred by the crisis response people?
No,
or?
this is through our medical, which is going to run out the next month. So like, I will find medical insurance for us now, but she went twice, and she doesn't want to go anymore.
Have you gone alone? Just dealing with it. I know your mom's here. Is your sister here too? Or?
My sister-in-law will be here Saturday. Monday is a very big event. They're doing a huge tribute to Thad, and everyone's flying in from all over to come to this tribute.
When is that, Monday?
Monday.
You have,
At his work here?
do you have anybody coming and staying here? Any of your family coming and
Just my
staying?
mom and my sister-in-law, his sister.
Okay.
His sister is
Mirella.
Morella.
She's
Your
in the
sister's
industry.
Anna.
My sister's Anna.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, if you decide, you need some type of, thing through the city or something like that, you can arrange stuff through the city. I know last time we talked on Monday, you were kind of at your wit's end, it seemed like. So I just want to make sure. Huh?
I'm so angry. I can't. So much time has passed. It's possible. It's possible.
Yeah. Well, believe me, we would love to get this thing done as quick as we
Can
can
you
because
tell me why you can't rule out my children as suspects? Can you tell me that?
I can pretty much rule you guys out myself.
They
But
said they called you a few days ago and haven't heard back. And I don't care about the money. I don't care. I just care about them. They shouldn't be ruled out.
yeah, well, like I said, I know, and I told them, I said, we know where you were with this thing. We know your girls were during this thing. But they won't let me, my department won't let us say 100% family had nothing to do with it. Until we make some progress, until we identify who it is. I did talk to insurance this week, and I asked them about that. You mentioned Fabio being ruled out as an aggressor, and I clarified that with them, that he was not an aggressor. But my boss, my department won't let me say, 100% had nothing to do with it, and so, but I talked to,
What are we going to do? What do we do?
I know.
What are we going to wait? How long do we wait? What if this takes months?
So, well, it could. So I asked her about that also. I said, at some point, can you guys pay out? Because what if this doesn't, what if we never arrest anybody? What if God forbid? And she mentioned, well, at the 1 year mark, we will take another look at it, and a lot of times they will pay out. So at the 1 year mark, if we haven't gotten any further, on this, then the chances are that it'll pay out. So, I mean, obviously, to be perfectly honest with you, Monica, this is kind of where we're headed. I have my fingers in a few other things. And really, if it's not the verbiage, then it's probably work, friends, and family. Okay? And we haven't delved too deep into any of those issues. I know we've talked about.
You can start looking.
Okay. Well, that's one of those things that we have ventured into a little bit, but again, there's a lot of, it's going to take a lot of records and additional interviews to get a little bit deeper. But from what I've seen so far, I don't see those avenues really going anywhere. But we'll have to look into it even deeper if this ends up. Right now, this is the most promising. And Monica, does everyone have the same phone numbers? You and Jessica and okay. Because at some point they're talking about people making phone calls. Would you be able to? And this is again, this kind of shot in the dark. Starting down these other avenues and maybe disconnect or something like that. Do you have access to your phone bills online or anything like that? Or,
Sure.
Can you pull up whatever covers our January 23rd?
January.
The bill before and the bill, whatever bill covers that, and then we can.
All of ours? All of
They're all
ours?
Probably all.
right? Or
That's all my accounts.
Verizon or AT&T? So if you give me those bills and I can see all the info, I was like, I had to do a search warrant on Fabio's phone. So I have all his records. I've gone through those, number by number. Nothing is ringing a bell.
Yeah, maybe
you
that'd be
look at your
fine.
numbers because again, your routine, Jessica's routine, they may weigh into it, and a lot of these guys make phone calls and stuff. So if you give me those, whatever phone bills are going to be around that day, give me a copy of that. You can either email it or I come by and pick them up.
Like the month of January, like from the beginning of January to the 28th.
Yeah, I think it always goes 9 to 9, so December 9 to January 9.
January 9th,
January
February.
9.
February 9, probably that's the one that we
January 9.
Yeah. There's like one of their phone calls that if it's any of the numbers that we have, then we can run it through.
And then,
Yeah.
if that's something that, we want to continue to, we can bring by and we can account for all the phone numbers. And any ones that you're like, I don't know what that phone number is, we can start tracking that down.
Yeah. So if we can just take a look at with DVRs and then we'll just speed up that ladder and see if we can get to make that camera. Well, I'm going to show you guys also here.
This is, I don't know, that move is
Drops in the hallway too, right?
Yeah, those we tested. And then,
The pillowcases, we took 2 and stuff, they told me a little bit.
even, here, we had a follow in here. We had a follow in there, nothing good on the picture. These guys are using video.
This is all,
Yeah, all this was printed, and there's bottles right there in the middle. So I don't know if figures come up on any of yours, of course, I don't know how much you guys have had, but a lot of things, so liquid and stuff.
Usually bleach.
Bleach.
Bleach usually is what we call it.
For here, there's vinegar. So this guy over here before?
Yeah.
Is this the last time? Oh, we're fine, thank you. Yeah, we're good, thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, so, where was the?
Here.
Oh, you did it.
That was in the kitchen. That was in the kitchen.
And again, you had paperwork on top of there.
Yeah,
That
so,
wasn't the yard paperwork.
no, it's the chase bag with the right.
DVR was there.
The DVR was right on top, the wires were just all this thing.
Yeah.
I told you guys about the, panel.
Yeah.
With all the power, which one was the house? Were they all?
It's from the kitchen and the lights outside were all off.
All the power was off just to the kitchen and where? And
Outside. Lights outside. Well, when we came home the next morning, it was all off.
okay.
We never turned it back on after we closed. Garage was up.
So there was no electricity in here, so the garage door was probably
I
manual.
think they turned the electricity off, and then they had to manually go on.
Yeah, I had my neighbor kind of fix the chain.
No, I don't think it changed.
What
Oh,
happened?
was it off track or something?
What
Yeah,
happened to be fixed?
this wouldn't work anymore. So they came and, I don't know, fixed it.
Oh.
So I could close the garage.
I think what they did
Oh,
is,
that wasn't.
they pulled this, it disconnects it. So what he was done is,
Yeah.
so.
I think there's a ladder over there, it's an orange.
Yeah,
one.
oh, perfect.
Do you want me to open the
Yeah.
door and then you
If
can?
you don't mind. And then also we did one residential and then a fixed bedroom.
Do you need a ladder to fix this thing?
So this is the new one above the door? Oh, great. So this is the same kind of envelope.
Yeah, that was the,
What's that? Yeah,
I don't know if they're
I don't know. It's pretty low. You're talking about that one, right?
Yeah, this is the, yeah, I'll need the ladder. I'll need the ladder. Okay. Oh, wait a minute, we're gonna see if there's rain in the back of the.
That's the one.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's one like that. I'm gonna zoom in.
Oh.
Is that a new one? There we go.
But you don't think this is the same brand as your DVR, no? No, no.
That's what I'm gonna see.
And then the bedspread is going to get a photo of just the pattern of the bedspread.
Yeah, it matches the pillowcase, right?
You want me to take it and send it to you, or you want to take it with your phone?
I think it goes back.
Oh, thanks for looking at that.
Does that turn around, right?
Oh, probably need to turn it.
Well, it's not on right now, so we're going to
Yeah, when you get your new DVR, they can, no.
Coming into the bedroom now. Unlocked door. So typical. We're finding that all these burglaries are coming in through unlocked doors.
I think that was it's going to get lost.
That's what I'm saying. Going through the bedroom, unlocked door.
What they do works. They knock. Don't get an accident.
And they probably knocked, or probably did knock, and probably had the TV on, or he was on the phone. You would hear him.
He's probably outside.
Or he's outside.
They don't hear anything. You go around the back, and generally there's always
could
something.
hear his TV from the street, he really was there.
But who likes them?
That's what we want
You
to
didn't know
know.
how many work people had issues with them? No one.
Not that I know of.
I talked to his like next door neighbor, another guy he worked with a lot. I forget his name offhand, but he was with Bob all the time. He's like, no, the dude didn't have anything in the world. Hard to earn him, hard to earn quite a bit.
How about tonight,
What's his last name?
Ferrari.
I don't think so.
Because they're all his close friends, so
Yeah.
if they know, or if they want to know anything, like
Yeah.
something about that.
Yeah, they give me some, off the wall things that haven't panned out. One was at a cigar or a cigar shop. That's some weird guy in the back. But,
That was this one here.
Yeah. So that didn't sound very feasible from what I was hearing on that. But yeah, I mean, someone that would want to come in and do this. If he was targeted, which we don't think he was, but if he was, it's a pretty big deal. Take someone else. There's got to be a big financial gain, or
That's what I'm saying,
Someone-
who would gain? Who would gain from this?
or a huge payback. Like you really did something wrong, and they're coming back at him. And nothing like that is keeping.
Everybody loves that.
And that's what everyone said. That's why that kind of stuff's on the back burner, because no one knew of any. I mean,
We're trying to look at the obvious stuff first, and because a lot of times the obvious thing is the obvious thing. It appears to be an interruption burglary.
Yep.
So we need to really stay focused on that first.
I'm open to any you come across, any other work, and you go to the work thing,
Why did you come? Why did you guys come there?
Well, you know what, I don't know what good it's gonna do. Someone's gonna want to come forward and be seen and give me information.
When is that? That's Monday, you said?
Yeah,
What time?
4 to 8.
4
4 to 8.
Okay, 4 to 8.
You're welcome to give anyone my phone number and name, and you can call me confidentially. A lot of times people are comfortable with keeping information confidential. So please, if you want to just hand out anything with my name on it or whatever, that's fine. You can give my info, they can leave a message on my phone, whatever. I can leave them somewhere. And if this doesn't pan out, and again, this is kind of what we're hoping for. They got some good stuff, they can't stuff that we can't even talk about right now. it gets to that point, that certainly reward is an option. This is a possible come forward and delve into some other avenues. So.
I'm sure there are people out there
Someone's got
that
it.
will come up for $1 and say something.
Someone's got it. So we'll cross that bridge when it looks like, nothing else is going to work. That's kind of what we do. When we get a city council reward, we have to account for what we've done so far and we've exhausted everything. So I've done quite a few of them, so not quite there. And, a few more weeks, hopefully we'll have something back. We're going to submit another round of testing, probably another 10, 15 things. They let us do a certain amount of time. So we started with the most important ones and, we're going to get another round, and sometimes we get lucky.
Did we get everything?
Yeah, I'm getting so angry. I need a home with already. Where do I go? Who do I talk to? Which department? Who do I go all the way to the mayor? Who am I going to tell or ask to rule out his children?
Well, his children are not. That's not the issue. The issue is just they want to know we have somebody. Because we
Well,
don't
you
know.
might not. What if you don't? What if you
If we don't, they'll probably pay out.
I don't want them to even hear that they are not ruled out. So I don't want them to know this.
To me, you and your children are rolled out. Absolutely. But again, my boss won't let me give that determination. That's going to have to come through him, and he's got to get approval
So
from
do
our
I have to talk to him? What do I do?
Well, let us get a few more weeks on this. If they'll let us call the company down, but again, they're looking for 100%, no way, no how, anyone involved in them is involved.
Of course.
In my mind, you guys are 100% ruled out. But can 100% say, I don't know. We still have to, if this doesn't pan out, we're going to have to come back to stuff more close to home. Like I said, friends, family, and work. Start looking at that. So we're going to have to revisit that, and then maybe that will take us, I'm hoping this will take us to where we want to be, and we can clear that up, and you can, get the insurance money and be able to,
The transcripts. And upon that, we're going to take our afternoon recess for 15 minutes. The evidence still applies. See you back here. Record in Peter versus Sementilli. Defendants present, all counsel present, jury, and alternates are present. Detective Gadle, you're still under oath. People may continue.
Is 171. It's a 6-page document. The cover page is various maps showing routes drawn on it. It's entitled, the first page is entitled Defendant Sementilli's Route to LA Fitness. Thank you. Detective Gadle, when during the interview, first of all, the interview that you just heard, is that the interview that took place then on May 18th, 2017 at the Sementilli residence with the defendant?
Yes.
Okay. While you were on that interview, you were going through different routes. There's a part of the interview where you asked her about the routes that she took. Is that correct?
Yes.
Did you show her some documents then?
Yes, I did.
Okay. People's 171, page 1. Is this an example of what you showed the defendant while you were asking her the route that she took to LA Fitness?
Yes, that's it.
And that would be the route she took the morning of January 23rd, 2017?
Correct.
Okay. Did she mark on this particular map, or did you mark on it at her direction?
I believe she did this one.
Okay. So,
That might-
if you could just point out the markings then.
This is Monica Sementilli's house, and she did black arrows to depict her route to the LA Fitness, and then she did red arrows to depict her route back from LA Fitness back to her house. And she initialed and gave it.
And then page 2, did you show her this aerial map then of the LA Fitness?
Yes.
And then did she circle an area in relation to where you asked her where she parked?
After just listening to the audio, I believe I did this as I was talking to her, and I did the circle while I was talking to her.
And when you said I did this, you...
Oh,
Go ahead.
I did the circle in the parking lot to the area she parked, and the arrows where she turned in from, I think that's Victory Boulevard, is it? Can't read it. From
And
that street.
Victor Bola, pages 1 and 2 I showed you, is that consistent then with the other evidence you had on her route into LA Fitness that day?
Yes.
Turning to page 3, light copy then. Did you show this particular map with an indication of a Ralph's and a Target?
Yes.
Okay, and what was your interaction with her for this particular photo, page 3?
She drew the arrows to the best of her recollection. In black, her routes taking her to Target store. I'm sorry. And with red arrows depicting her route, she took back through the routes and then back to the house.
Have you driven the route from her house to, let's start with the Target store?
I have, but I only, I have.
Wait, you're going to say something?
I was anticipating the questions. So.
Okay. And about, what's that distance?
I remember Googling it. I believe it was 1 point, maybe 4 miles to Target and 1.1 miles to Ross. Something like that.
That's page 3. And then page 4, can you describe then what's depicted on page 4?
Yes, this is the Target store. This is the front doors. This is the Payless shoes that I use as reference for her. This is Victory Boulevard. These are the arrows that she made coming into the parking lot, and then the circles she gave for the general area that she parked.
When you said Victory, is that Ventura
Oh,
Boulevard?
I'm sorry, Ventura Boulevard. My eyes are.
That's okay.
It's in the distance where it's too far for my glasses, but you know, it's in that weird zone.
So she drew the arrows from Ventura Boulevard into the Target parking lot, and then did she indicate what direction she went?
She just said she went this way,
And that's to the right then?
to the right, over to where she parked.
And then who circled that area, you or her?
She circled out.
Okay, now, did that conflict then with what she had told you, or what you knew from the video that you had already viewed prior to having this interview with her?
I'm going to take that compound, Your Honor.
That's all right.
It did not match the video surveillance that I viewed.
How so?
In video surveillance, her pickup truck turned right from Ventura, except it turned left here, as you can see, and then went this way, and this is where an individual got into her car.
And when you said this way, you're pointing to the left. After you enter into the parking lot, you moved your pointer to the left.
Yes,
right?
she went to the left as opposed to the right, as she indicated. And after she turned left, right around the Payless shoe store is where an individual got in the car.
You testified earlier that one of your objectives in conducting this interview and using it also as a ruse to see if she would tell you about meeting anyone at the Target, and then what was the result of that?
Yes, yeah, that was, I wanted to give her the opportunity to tell me what that interaction with that person was all about. And, you know, I'm thinking the mindset of, you know, if this...
No, I'm going to object to that. Thinking the mindset.
What's his name?
Without
So-
getting into a mindset, was there a reason
Yes.
why?
Yeah, my goal was to,
I'm going to object also to his goal. And ask that that's what happened.
No, he explained this earlier. I allow this to overrule.
what my thought was going into it was to see if, what her answer would be. To see if whether she was being honest or not.
I'm going to object to that. Sorry.
What's his name?
Did you ever tell her during your interview in May that you had viewed video surveillance of her entering this Target parking lot?
No.
After she told you a story that was different than what you'd have viewed on the Target parking lot surveillance video, People's 42, which you looked at earlier, did you ever tell her after the fact that that's not what you saw in the video and that conflicts with what she just told you?
No.
By the way, your interview with her on May 18th, when you're doing the walkthrough, is that a surreptitious recording, meaning you didn't tell her that you were recording this whole walkthrough and interview with her?
No.
So you didn't show her a recorder or tell her that she's being recorded?
No.
Did she ever change her story at any time in the investigation that while you were participating in it, that she actually met someone in this parking lot and someone got in her car, she parked in the back, any of that?
No.
How long did you stay on this case? What was your final time until the conclusion of your participation in investigating this case?
Be from early March 2017. I think till the end was perhaps sometime in 2019.
And then on page 4 of People's 171, let me sort of clear for a second. This map has a Rouse indicated on it, and what markings are depicted on that?
So on this map here, again, it's black arrows from Monica showing her route to the target, and then there's red arrows returning back from the target and to the Rouse, and then after the Rouse, the red arrows depicting her route back to the house.
This particular map showing the streets as opposed to within the parking lot, is that consistent with the evidence that you had on the route that she traveled to the Rouse and to the target?
Yes.
And then finally, page 6. Again, is that the Rouse location?
Yes.
And what did you ask her in regards to Rouse?
This is her arrow in red coming back from the target and parking in this area that she circled in the back parking lot of the Rouse.
And it's real faint. There is a circle on the left side of the building entitled with the blue icon Rouse. There's a parking lot. There's a faint black circle around part of the parking lot. Is that correct?
Correct.
Now, after reviewing videos of the Rouse, or did you review those videos of the Rouse parking lot?
Yes.
And where she indicated she parked at the Rouse, was that consistent with what she drew on the map?
Yes.
So out of all the maps we showed you and she drew on, the only part that was inconsistent then was the part in the Target parking lot?
Correct.
During the interview also, if I may mark 1, 2, 3. 11 pages, and it's photographs of jewelry, color copies. I may mark this as
172.
172. Again, during the interview on May 18th, 2017, you were showing her photographs of jewelry, asking her if she recognized any of it. Is that correct?
Correct.
Can you explain again why you did that?
Yes. I did that because it just bolstered the ruse that we were in fact investigating burglaries.
And these photographs, I'll put on page 1 here,